Hello, everybody, and thanks for being here listening to this presentation of this exciting European project focused on science education outside the classroom. Its name is, as you can see here, OTTER. I'm Melena Gonzalez from Big Bang Science. This is a Spanish association related to science education, and together with Learning Scoop and other entities in Europe, we have developed and implement this, we can say, groundbreaking initiative. Through this presentation, I would like to dive into the core objectives, methodologies, and expected impacts of our project. We will highlight the innovative approaches employed here, the collaborative efforts involved, and the potential impacts that this initiative holds for education, educators in general, students, um, civil organization, and society as a whole, we can say. Let's start from the beginning. Who is doing this project? So we are 7 different partners from 7 different European countries. We started developing this project in September 2021 and we will finish in February 2024. So yes, indeed, we are still developing the activities, and what I would love to do today is to show you the Spanish learnings and outcomes of these activities. First of all, why projects like OTTER are needed? Why OTTER? Well, because we all know here that science education plays a vital role in shaping the future generations of innovators, critical thinkers, and problem solvers. We need a lot of problem solvers in the future. But at the same time, what we detect is that this kind of subject, these STEAM subjects related with science, technology, engineering, arts, and mathematics, are not very or look to be not very interesting for young people. In fact, the interest for these subjects, it's declining. So we need to do something because the young people don't see themselves as scientists in the future, or they even don't see why science should be relevant for their lives. And science is really relevant for anyone's life, not only because the future scientist in the world needs to study science now, but science itself to develop scientific skills, basic scientific skills like observation, reasoning, co-participation, argumentation are essential for any citizen in the future. And that's why we created this OTTER project. This is a European funded project that aims to to spark young people interest in science and environmental sustainability with the help of the methodologies involved in education outside the classroom. So the overall aim of this OTTER project is to investigate if education outside the classroom can impact in the acquisition of scientific knowledge and 21st century skills in the students. This is quite a big mission, so how are we going to achieve our missions? Through these 3 main pillars. First of all, we have created the OTTER Hub that connects teachers and experts in science education from different countries. All of you are welcome to participate if you want to. In the hub, in fact, members can share their thoughts and good practices about sustainability and education outside the classroom. We also have developed guidelines and tools on how to implement activities outside the classroom using the OTTER methodologies that we call the OTTER labs. These OTTER labs are a new pedagogical model incorporating education outside the classroom and education for sustainable development. And this model is now being piloted in 4 different pilot countries that are Finland, Hungary, Ireland, and Spain. Those are the steps of this new methodology that we call the OTTER labs. First of all, prepare, then orientate, discover, make an impact, and reflect. And we will talk about all of them in the next slides. But first of all, tell you that we're working with this model for different ages, from 6 years old to 18 years old. For example, in Spain, we are piloting this model with two age groups, from 9 to 11 and from 16 to 18. The first step is prepare. So setting the objectives for the OTTER map. You have to answer this question. You as an educator, as a teacher, what curricular objectives could be addressed in this OTTER lab? And the second step of this preparation is choosing an education outside the classroom activity and a place where to go. I mean, what kind of activity will give possibilities to achieve the defined learning objective? And this is the preparation before the activity outside the classroom itself. In Spain, we are piloting with two different schools. Institut Moisés Broggi, this is a high school. We are working with kids from 16 to 18. And we visited the Besós River. That was a decision made by made by this biology teacher to visit this river. But the students will, in an autonomous manner, decide on a youth initiative to undertake afterwards. In the school Montserrat, it's a primary school, and we're working with a group of kids from 9 to 11 years old, and they will be guided through the whole process. It means that the teachers decided what is the education outside the classroom activity, so they decided to visit the Llobregat River and organize a science fair as a youth initiative where they will propose projects to improve the river biodiversity in general. For these river visits, we established a collaboration with a local NGO called Project Habitats Project, which has already prepared river quality studies, and they have a lot of different trainings for primary and secondary school students. So those are our two pilot schools in Spain. The second step is orientate. So before going outside the classroom, we need to orientate the school kids, the high school kids or the primary school kids. First of all, help the students feel the importance of the chosen environmental topic. Second thing, inform students about the upcoming activity of the classroom and the whole learning process. Then map students' prior knowledge about the topic, help the students gather relevant information before going outside the classroom, and set learning tasks for the activity outside the classroom. This is really important to have this orientation step before going outside the classroom. Those are our two schools in Spain. In the secondary school, in our high school, secondary school in Spain, the project, we had this orientation step in which some experts in biodiversity and the health of our rivers in Catalonia went inside the classroom and talked with the high school kids about the biodiversity and the biomarkers that we can find in the river. Something similar, but addressed to these primary school kids in Escola Montserrat. The orientation step, it took for us between 1 and 2 hours. Afterwards, the activity itself, the activity that is really enjoyed by the school kids. So in this Discover activity, you have to get students engaged in real life activities. In this step, the peer collaboration is essential, working in pairs or in small groups. If you work in small groups, maybe you can give different tasks for different groups. And also, it's essential to give the students the opportunity to observe and to gather data. So provide the students with opportunities and tools to collect, to gather data which they can bring back into the classroom for analyzing and drawing conclusions. It's not only going outside because it's fun, but let's make it a real scientific process. So collecting that data can be done by observation, taking notes, answering questions, taking photos, videos, interviewing experts, using mobile apps. There are plenty of possibilities to do that. This step is all about experiencing things first with your hands. It's in this step you have these authentic hands-on activities and environments enable real experiences to occur. The teachers facilitate the learning during this education outside the classroom activity. The teacher is there to help if needed. For example, the teacher can guide the students on where and how essential information from various sources can be found. So the teacher is there just to help. Those are our kids in Spain. So we have this outside the classroom activity at Besós River with high school students and in the Llobregat River with primary school students. We went to these two rivers to analyze the chemical properties of the water and to identify some animals like macroinvertebrates and other small animals living in the river. And we also want to reflect on how healthy our rivers are. And yes, we also had a lot of fun. Yeah, the size of that just not but I already have I can do it outside of LED. I got to get up. I got to buy on the hell, but not well. The button is a it happens outside the classroom from time to time. The fourth step is to make an impact. So, first of all, analyze and share collected data. So, students can analyze the observation and the collected data and they have from the activity itself. They share information with each other, they summarize what was learned. Students can also process the new information by preparing a presentation, a poster, an exhibition, a, a play, a fair, whatever, or even by having a discussion. And afterwards, they have to design this youth initiative. And this is the real impact that they are doing. So students ideate and develop proposals for solutions. Students can draw conclusions. They could what they could in fact do to have an impact in these environmental issues. And well, in fact, during this impact session, you can ask questions like, how can we apply the new information? What or how can we make an impact? What kind of initiative could we propose to have an impact on these environmental issues? And students start to propose solutions. They can collectively decide which one, which solution, they want to actually implement, or they can work more individually. And according to the age of the students, they can propose different initiatives on different levels. Maybe they have an initiative to be done at home or at the classroom, at the whole school, at the community, or even a social level. And also the students can make a concrete plan on how they will implement their initiative. Concrete plans can be made also in small groups. So example, here you have examples of youth initiative, maybe an art exhibition for the parents, teachers, or other students, maybe posters about the importance of recycling, toy clinics, a newsletter about recycling of plastic waste, a handbook or an action guide for households about recycling plastic waste, an initiative to the municipal, the country council. There is a lot, many different initiatives that can be done. Or maybe why not a plan for energy saving or like a video, a TikTok video, a blog, or other social media content. Here in Spain, we have this initiative come from the secondary school. With these kids in Brogy, they designed a project to collect signatures from citizens and demand increased investment from the city council to improve the conditions of the Besós River. And Montserrat, the primary school, is still ongoing, but they are going to do a science fair for all the neighborhood with the conclusions, but still ongoing. We still don't have photos because didn't happen. And the last step, reflect. Of course, essential because it's like a closure of the whole project. Students reflect what they have learned through the OTTER lab. How did the process proceed and how did learning take place? We had this reflection with our high school students here in Spain and still didn't have the reflection with the primary school kids. And how can you get involved in this project? You can join the other hub. In fact, we would love you to join the other hub. The hub is designed as a place where you can learn about our project and other projects and methodologies because it's a place where different experts can share information. So we are trying to find educational science educators, teachers, and many other experts around Europe to join this hub. Here is the webpage. Please, uh, you can find that there. The other project there you can join the hub, and there you can learn many other things about this other project. I really hope you enjoyed this project. Don't forget to follow us in the social networks, and thank you very much.